Our second school featured today is William Jewell College, which was picked to finish 8th in the conference this season. The Cardinals were 2-9 in 2023, 1-6 in league play, finishing 8th. Joining us today is head coach Jason Ambroson, redshirt-senior running back Keaundre McCullough, redshirt-junior defensive back Sean Mitchell. Gentlemen, welcome. Coach, you were hired in December, just 2 weeks after being inducted into the Missouri Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame. First, congratulations to you on that honor. And second, welcome to the GLVC. As you enter your first season at the helm, give us your impression of the team and general outlook of the season.
Well, thanks for having us. Very proud to sit here with these two young men. Been impressed. The football piece at William Jewell is ahead of where I wanted it to be. I'll be really honest with you. We've had to do a lot of work. There's a lot of kids that transferred. But the kids that stayed, are phenomenal human beings. Great character, great work ethic, kids that are hungry, and have, to be real honest with you, everything I've asked of them from an expectation standpoint and a learning standpoint, they have met those expectations and even exceeded them. The kids that we've been able to recruit to bring into the program have been outstanding. I mean, we've had as many as 88 on campus this summer working together voluntarily just to develop culture and change the way things have been done. And these two are very instrumental in that piece of building that culture, along with a lot of other kids that on a very young team have stepped up to become leaders, and I couldn't be more proud of where we are and the start that we have going forward.
Thanks, Coach. 14 starters returned this season, 7 on the offense. Keaundre, sitting next to you, was a key contributor to that group as he earned a spot on the All-GLVC second team last season after rushing 731 yards and 7 touchdowns. Start with Keaundre's experience and give us a look at the rest of that unit.
Well, the thing that Keaundre brings to the table is not just the talent piece is easy for people to see. I think what I love about him is his maturity and the way that he makes others around him better. He's great with his teammates. We've got an offensive line that's returning for the most part as far as tight ends and offensive line. Quarterback play is something that's going to have to change with what's happened in the past. But Keaundre not only takes care of his own business and leads by example, but helps others, and he's just a great teammate from that standpoint. And I think when I'm sitting up here, when you have your better players or your best players on your team that are also the leaders in the weight room and the leaders culturally and the leaders that ask not just what they can do, but how to do it and do it better, you're off to a really good start. And so he leads by example and does that in every facet of what we're doing. And I'm excited to see him stay healthy and to carry the ball a lot and to be not just an integral member of the offense, but a stand-up actions type leader on our football team in every stretch of the imagination.
Thank you. Keaundre, give us your take on both your performance last season and some of the goals that you may have set for this season, as well as your assessment of the offense as we get things going here this year.
The first goal I want to do is just win games, bringing my team together as a whole, like Coach stated. I just like to make everybody better. I mean, as far as my personal goals, I want to go all-conference, all-American. That's really it, and I just want to win football games. Offensive line coming back. Been playing with them for 3 years. They all going to be juniors and seniors, so I think we're going to be good this year.
You've played now behind an offensive line that's grown experience-wise. Do you feel more comfortable moving into this year feeling that, hey, listen, this is kind of our time to shine?
Yes, I feel great about them. Like I said, they've been playing together, so everything's been coming together this summer. We're bonding, and like we got those 2 years when I first came together, so I feel real comfortable running behind them.
Coach, on the defensive side of the ball, you also returned 7 starters, which includes Sean, who was a first-team All-GLVC honoree last year after recording 83 tackles and 3 interceptions. Let's talk about the defensive group and how they will limit your opponents this fall.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we've got to stop people. Sean had a tremendous year last year and has built on that in the spring by taking things and working on other things. I think the thing that I like the most about him, we know he's a good football player, but him being vocal in, hey, coach, what can I do to help? What can we do to get better? How can we talk to each other? We talked about learning how to talk to each other and talk to teammates and interacting together to make sure we all understand we're on the same team and that the team is the most important piece. So he understood that from the beginning, asked how he could help and step forward. So his leadership piece really took off. Again, like I said earlier, when you're better or best players are the ones that people look to and people follow behind, you have a chance to be successful. Me personally, as his coach, I would really love to see him have a lot more interceptions and a lot less tackles because we need to be better up front and take care of our business. And I think it's part of it. A lot of the kids that have stayed and that have been involved in the program are going to be rewarded now because they're not freshmen playing against grown men, and now they're older type players. They've also seen the other side of it, so they know what it looks like to be different. And then the other aspect of that, especially even on the defensive side for Sean, is being able to provide support for him so that he can be a better leader and be a guy that communicates a lot more. Highly intelligent ball player. And so being able to put him in a position to where he doesn't have to do as much, but can do more from a leadership standpoint because we developed a supporting cast around him, I think is going to not just elevate his play, but it's going to elevate the play of the rest of the team as well. And it comes down to just the focus is always going to be on the team, and these two have embraced that and built it, and I'm very proud to be their coach.
Sean, tell us how you've been preparing in the offseason, what you look forward most to this year with the defensive unit you're playing with.
I think the biggest thing is just the camaraderie within the defensive unit, trying to get those guys closer, trying to get guys comfortable with each other. We're changing some things up, so definitely, a little bit of adversity was faced in the spring, but definitely getting used to all of the changes that we had. And I just think I'm the most excited to get back on the field and, be able to put my pads on people and watch my guys fly around and make tackles and make plays and, celebrate. I think there's going to be some changes. I'm really excited for it.
How do you lead from your position, the group that you're working with?
In my position, it's just my job to communicate what I see to everybody. Our DC's done a great job of just telling me, there's never, any such thing as not communicating too much or communicating too much. So just telling, the defense what I'm seeing, what I anticipate's going on, talking, post-snap, pre-snap, just making sure everyone's on the same page. And if I have to make any checks, making sure I make those checks before, guys get tunnel vision on whatever they have going on in front of them.
Thank you. Coach Nathan Barnett is another key returner for you on special teams. Talk to us about your main kick returner and the rest of the special teams that'll play for you this season.
Well, some of those things we're still working on and seeing things. Honestly, Nate brings just great athleticism to those positions. At the same time, I'd like to diversify that a little bit more and find ways to use him when we need him, but make sure that he can be an every down player on offense. And I think that's part of what we're trying to do. One of the battles that I know we embarked upon in the spring was depth. And establishing depth, and not just depth to run a practice or to have a football team, but depth to create competition within the football team, and also to utilize the talents and skills of players. Our starting offensive and defensive players in the past have had to play a lot of special teams reps, and that's great because they're good players. At the same time, that takes a toll on you over a course of 80 or 90 snaps during a ball game. So we want to be able to try and find not just Nate, but Sean and Keaundre and Adam and other guys on the football field to be able to play their best for 80 or 90 snaps. And that development comes by making sure other people are prepared and that some of our younger kids that we recruited are able to step in and be a part of that. And so we talked about that in the spring of being a focus, and we had everybody catching kicks and we had everybody catching punts and wanting to spread that workload out a little bit so that we could be a team that is there in the fourth quarter and not put ourselves in a position to where we can be competitive the entire ball game no matter who we play. And the kids have done a really good job of taking up different roles and being, I would say, way less selfish, or not selfish, but they've been very selfless in understanding what we want to do and just changing the way they look at things and how they speak and talk and interact amongst each other. And again, very impressed with that and excited to put it to work.
Coach, in about 30 seconds, give us a preview of your season schedule coming up.
We open 3 games on the road. You know, we open at Fort Lewis, we open at Kentucky Wesleyan, then we go to Lincoln, come home for 2 games against Davenport and Indy, and then going up to Upper Iowa, coming back, or going to then McKendree, then back home against S&T, then on the road, and then finishing up at the end of the year with Truman and McKendree. That's it. Who'd I mess up in the middle there? Quincy. We're at Battle of the Birds on the road. Okay. Interesting schedule. Some people have said they think it's not a very good one. I actually love it. The addition of the 0 week allowed for us to move that long road trip to Durango out there. It's a lot less humid in Colorado. Good week 1 game. We got week 2 is going to be our off game. And then we go 9 hours to Kentucky Wesleyan, which those are 2 good trips. And I think there's nothing better when you're a new football team with new coaches and an addition of kids to get on a bus and travel and develop some family time. You know, a little Christmas vacation, so to speak, in August for the family. And I'm excited about doing that and looking forward to getting on a bus and taking a trip with these guys.
Coach Keaundre and Sean, thank you so much for joining us here this morning. Best of luck this season.